Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and apparently it's already time for another MTG Arena State of the Game. I thought I just made one of these, not a month ago, and actually I looked up the dates. They're getting like a week earlier every time, so it's not just me. These things are like 3 weeks apart. So either they're all going to come out on the first of the month eventually, or we're just going to go like 7 weeks without one at some point. But hey, release the information whenever you are ready. And so this one, I haven't even skimmed it, but right on the opening screen, it says pest control, listen here you little buggers, ... and then a picture of the art for Scoot Swarm. Get your popcorn, y'all. This gonna be good. Let me just throw my opinion into the ring here. I know I've been known to do that occasionally on this channel. I have an idea. Ban Scoot Swarm. It's an unfair card, and if it comes out on turn 3, you either have a kill spell or you have a game loss. Or a board wipe, but come on. So it starts with changes to token creation, arena open details, can't wait for that, and events to get you into the holiday spirit. Ooh, I'm actually kind of excited now. Are all arriving later this week on MTG Arena. Ooh, later this week? And they're all arriving. I think they actually made a typo there. They're not just going to drop everything in this entire article on one day. Usually this says what's going to happen all through December and possibly even January. I don't know, maybe I'll eat those words. So they say, as 2020 comes to an end, it's time to check in on the current state of the game. So pest control, listen here, you little buggers. While it's technically possible to create up to, they're using my special number from that video that got almost 200,000 views, where we broke the living hell out of Arena. Go look it up, it's hilarious. It's called what happens when you go over 2 billion life in Arena or something like that. The stuff that happens, you got to see it. It deserves the amount of views it has. Anyway, yeah, while it is technically possible to create up to 2,147,483,647 creature tokens, some of you decided to take Survival Rule 782 as a challenge. That, by the way, is, of course, a reference to the famous card Scoot Mob, a very underappreciated reprint from, MM3? MM2, actually, jeez. I was so mad that card wasn't $20. I looked at it, and I'm like, there's $20. No, it's like, I don't know, $1 something. But yeah, in the flavor text, it says Survival Rule 781, there are always more Scoot bugs. And then on Scoot Swarm, the card from Zendikar Rising, they, I guess, wrote Survival Rule 782, and then just also wrote there are always more Scoot bugs. So it's both Rule 781 and 782. Which, I mean, yeah, it's true. So they say, yes, there are always more Scoot bugs, at least until the game state becomes so infested that the only solution is to just burn it all down, also known as unexpected match complete. It's like they watch my channel. We've gotten error 41, we've gotten disconnected, we've gotten unnatural match end or whatever they just said. We've gotten negative life totals but not lost the game. We've had the text off the side of the card. You guys gotta watch that video. It is too funny. So they say, since the release of Zendikar Rising, we've made various improvements to resolving triggers that number in the... They put hundreds, crossed it off, and then put thousands. This would be funnier if it was just haha, funny, quirky thing that can happen. Nobody should have this many damn tokens out. Okay, you've already won the damn game. I mean, for God's sake, the only reasonable way to continue the game but not win, but also bring up more Scoot mobs, or swarms, or whatever the hell the modern one is if they have pay 1 mana per creature to swing or something, and you think maybe you'll be able to get rid of that with a force fight or something in the future. I guess that would be a valid reason to bring out that many without having the ability to win, but you still want more because, I don't know, whatever. Maybe you just wanted to drop in a damn land because at some point you want Ugin to come out. I don't know. So instead of changing the game engine to go around this stupid card, they should have just never printed this stupid card. And Mark Rosewater has at least 3 or 4 examples on the record that I personally know of him saying, we designed the card this way instead of this way, even though it's kind of counterintuitive, to prevent, misclicking on a digital platform, to allow for easier targeting on a digital platform. He's just outright said this phrasing with this version of the card would work better on MTGO, so we did it that way. He's said that multiple times. And then we've got Scoot Swarm, which they should have known would break the game. I mean, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Or 1 times 2, whatever. How could they have not known just from basic 5th grade math multiplication that I might get up there and crash the game? After they've probably seen my other videos, which still got 50, 60, 70,000 views, where we created hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of goblin tokens, and the game, let's just say, did not go well. It did not handle that game state very well, especially when we blew them all up. I gotta make a playlist for these videos. They're just the things we've done to Arena. One of them, we broke it so hard we had to come back the next day when they patched the game to be 64-bit because we were out of memory, and then try again. And it actually worked. It was hilarious. So anyway, rant about this bullshit card over. They do say this has become problematic. And not just for matches duking it out in the Chitness 6-armed race. It's a swarm felt across the multiverse. Oh, I thought that where they were going with that was it's rooting tournaments. Like, oh, it's not just in your game, it's in important games. While tabletop play can shortcut its way to a bug blowout until you run out of dice, our game rules engine needs to resolve every single trigger every single time. That is true. Creating that amount of 1/1 green insect creature tokens gets to be quite demanding and at times is causing enough strain on our servers. I knew it was server end. I knew we were causing damage to the game. That the scuttling of scoots was felt even in neighboring matches. Oh, I'm surprised they actually admitted it, because that means that before the patch goes out, I could just say, hey guys, tomorrow or whatever at so-and-so o'clock, let's all generate 1 billion scoot swarms and take the entire game offline, which is why I'm specifically not specifying a time, even as a joke example, and I'm not saying do that, do not do that. That would just be a dick move. They clearly are aware of the problem and are fixing it, so it's not time to, make an example and shove it down their throat. They'll be like those jackasses took down the PSN network on Christmas a couple years ago. That's just an asshole move. So anyway, they say it's why we ultimately decided to implement some pest control. Please tell me you're banning it. I already know they're just going to change the way the engine works. They said something about changing how tokens work. Starting with the December 2020 game update, we will be enforcing... Oh, I didn't see that coming. A maximum number of tokens allowed. I thought they would just change how they stack and interpret the triggers in very specific ways and just handle them differently for that one card or for Krenko or proliferate. There's a lot of ways to break the game. But no, they're just putting in a hard limit. But then it still has to manage the triggers. It'll just auto decline them, which if it's basically client side, it'll go just as slow and you'll still get a stack of 1,000. It'll just be, oh, look at them declining instead of working. What's the point of that? So I had heard that the way MTGO handles this is there's a hard limit, and I think it is 250, and now they're saying each player in MTG Arena will be allowed a maximum of 250 tokens. So they just, I guess, stole that idea from MTGO. And I mean, when would you be like, no, I functionally need more than 250? The opponent probably doesn't have more than 250 life. I mean, not in standard and historic. There's some weird stuff you could do almost on purpose and, some anomalous things that might happen eventually. But they're at the point where if it was a paper game and you're at a large tournament, the judge would just come over and say, it's 10 minutes past round end. This doesn't look like it's resolving anytime soon. Pick a winner or who won the first match, it is whatever. They'll just end the game, basically. So putting a hard cap of 250 is similar. I mean, it's a solution. I know some people are going to say, no, I'm a Magic purist and it must go this way. Well, it doesn't. So then they go on to say, if an effect would create a token past this limit, it instead does not. Mana will be spent, cards will be tapped, permanents will remain sacrificed, etc. So whatever caused it will happen. However, no additional tokens will be created if you are already at the maximum number allowed. What about number of triggers on the stack? Because I could still think of 30 different ways to crash the game, just with sheer triggers, like death triggers and stuff. You give me 250 tokens, I'm just going to kill them 8 times over with 6 different, death triggers or whatever. And we've learned that triggers above about 700 on the stack are pretty much the limit, regardless of your computer's, 32 gigs of RAM, your 100 meg connection, and your i9 overclocked. I did do some research past just that video, and it was the server having the issue, not my computer. No joke, in case you didn't see it, I don't want to kind of spoil these, you should go watch them, but I mailed Crepsy K a triple channel, 12 gig i7 Extreme Edition PC in the mail, just so he could boot it up and we could retry the video. Because his laptop couldn't quite put up with the strain of us just blowing up the game for one of the vids, and it was hilarious. Guys, the lengths I will go to break the living crap out of Arena, they don't even know. They're not even prepared for me over there. They're taking these little steps thinking this will stop me. Hell no. I might even later this week make the damn video. We've got another one in mind that I guarantee will be twice as batshit crazy as when we flip the health over the memory limit. Or life total, I should say, not health. Who calls it health? So anyway, they do go on to justify this. We decided on the 250 per player limit based on match data, and most games will come to a normal and expected match complete, I think they mean completion, before the maximum number is reached. Ha, wrong. Additionally, if the player does decide to deploy Scout Siege weapons against their opponent, this number means their scuttling swarms should not leave their mark on other unrelated matches. Too bad they don't have flexible, scalable servers, but I mean, you wouldn't think you'd need to in a card game. We also coordinated this decision with our Magic esports team to ensure that this limit does not have a meaningful impact on competitive level play. For reference, Magic Online has had a similar token limit for years. I'm glad they mentioned that, even though I already did. So if you feel the crawling need to scoot, swarm, or scuttle to the excess, the days and the number of tokens are numbered. Hilarious. So then they go on to the Arena Open. They just give the eligibility stuff, 18 or higher, regional, blah, 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 whatever. You have to have a DCI account. You have to have an iPay account, which I'm sure you can make later. Official terms and conditions, read them. I mean, pretty generic stuff. It's going to be December 12th and 13th, which is right after Cyberpunk comes out. The 12th and the 13th are Pokemon Go Community Day, so even I don't know how I'm going to handle both of those. I'm probably literally just going to be playing both at the same time. And then if I recall, this is Historic Constructed, which I have no interest in, and in the last month, no experience in. So, no thanks. As much as I'd love $2,000, and I'm pretty sure I could win it if I actually took these seriously, I'm just not going to do it. And I've been hoarding 20,000 gold, and then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, this first one is Historic Constructed, and I kind of knew what it was. I'm just like, forget it. So I just ran 2 drafts and won, like, I don't know, 2,000 gems or something. I'm like, whatever, cool. So it is 20,000 coins or 4,000 gems. I gave a ton of information about it. Ton of information is online, so they're just reminding you that it exists. They go over the pay tables, day 2, the times, when to show up, how to qualify, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I will say the entry reward is you get some dope ass sleeves. Oh my gosh. It's a promotional Kaldheim sleeve featuring artwork from the upcoming set. It looks amazing. It looks like the, that like metal themed, what are they called? The shred, whatever, secret lair. Like it's in that style. I wouldn't even be surprised if the same people drew it. So they're metal as hell, but is it worth, what, 20 bucks worth of gems or whatever? Probably not. Oh, they want to remind you the day before for the F&M at home, which you don't actually need to be tied to a store to participate in, obviously. It's going to be historic and it's going to be all access, which means you can build any deck, not even have the cards. You just leave them red and don't hit craft, I guess. I don't know. Does it even let you save a deck without crafting them? I guess it does. I've never tried this. I just get the damn cards. But yeah, they're going to be running that the day before on December 11th. So if you want to like test every idea possible, settle on one, and then burn the wild cards, that's a thing. So that's actually really cool that they're doing that. I just have the sneaking suspicion that that was a complete and utter accident and or coincidence. Next up, they have some cringe intro about 'tis the season and blah, 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 whatever generic crap. And then they say, cube draft. Now, cube format is where you like have a pool, a cube, whatever, of like 500 cards or whatever that you like. It's all the mechanics you like, cards you like, sets you like, whatever. You threw them all together and then you can like draft from it, do pseudo sealed, whatever you want to do. So for Wizards of the Coast to build the cube and then just say, here, play with it. I mean, I guess your friend could say, here, play with my cube, and it's the same thing. But it's like the whole point of cube is that you built it the way you want. So this isn't really true cube. It's just some weird limited draft in my opinion, but okay. I went through one of their events and it was like all high powered and rare cards. And I think it had funny rules or something. It wasn't one of the better events. I didn't have fun at all, really. But this one, according to the screenshot that I'm looking at right here, maybe they'll clarify this. It's 4,000 coins or 600 gems to enter. And then if you get 3 wins, you get 6,000 gold. So that's just 2,000 gold profit and then 3 ICRs, 2 rares, 1 uncommon. But it looks like you get unlimited losses. So if you participate in this, you just get 2,000 coins eventually. Okay. It's a you plus 7 other humans draft setup. It's a draft. It's much cheaper than a draft, but it's a phantom draft where the cards you draft you don't get to keep, which they need to do more often and for cheaper. I still think 4,000 coins is a little high. So they're kind of bringing this back hardcore, even though I didn't hear very good feedback about this. The event was really just bad last time, but they say, we're continuing to explore ways to keep our best of 3 players from feeling left out in the cold. Go play paper. There you go. Both of the Arena Cube, or both the Arena Cube and the Tinkerer's Cube will be available in traditional best of 3 formats. I think the Tinkerer's one was the one that really sucked. I don't remember. At the same time and at the same entry price as their best of 1 counterpart. Though we'll follow the 3 matches regardless of win-loss record structure as our other traditional drafts. I don't know what they mean by that, like the little miniature event-specific ELO or whatever for matchmaking, or I don't get the reference here. But to me, the screenshot looks like you can get unlimited losses, but it's a draft, and I don't think that's how it worked last time. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a really misleading screenshot. They're covering part of it. I don't know. They didn't specify. I was hoping they would clear that up. But if they're just gonna give me 2,000 free coins for suffering through this terrible event, I'll do it. I mean, whatever. Free is free, dude. I mean, just saying. So that'll be starting on December 12th, which is going to interfere with a lot of stuff, but it goes until December 20th. I mean, if my Cyberpunk content either takes off or doesn't, I'll tell you what, on December 20th, I'm still going to be putting out 5-10 videos a day until something sticks. And if I'm making $1,000 a video, take a guess what I'll be doing. Otherwise, I mean, if I really need a break or something, or I'm out of ideas, or I'm editing and rendering and waiting for it to finish, I might jump on this and try it just cause, you know. I didn't film it last time, so I'll show you guys either it's really good this time, or it's just as terrible as last time. I mean, at least you'll be able to see it. So do watch for that. But they say that'll be the Arena Cube, whatever that is, and then the Tinkerer's Cube will be live on January 15th through January 28th. So at least it's a nice window. I kind of hate it when they do stuff like on a 1 or 2 day or weekend basis, especially the ones that require you to build a very specific deck. Like they had that one event for like 48 hours that was, you can only use the last 3 sets. Well, I don't have that. I don't have a deck that is that. So I either got to real quick modify one of my standard decks, make it weaker, and then what the hell is the point? I've already played with the deck except in a stronger form. That's just stupid. Or I can actually come up with a really good deck, but then, take an hour to build and not really test the deck, because then you have to jump into the event, so there's no testing allowed. And then hope it works, hope I had a good idea. I burned a bunch of wild cards then on it, and then, it's just one event. I run through it a couple times, and then it's over with. Like, what is the point of even putting the effort into building a deck for a 2-day event? I hate it when they do that. Every event should be bare minimum 1 week, unless it's a self-contained thing that you just do, like the stupid Omniscience draft or whatever. So they also say shaking things up. This I always look forward to because I already know what they're referring to. You'll have to wait to see which cards end up on the naughty list. I've got my list. And you'll need to check twice with standard shakeup returning on December 19th through the 25th. Guys, log on and play this shit. It's if the arena devs could run the ban list is what I would describe this as. The shakeup means they look at all the overpowered broken crap that won't stop winning 30% of the meta, and they ban all of it and let you play with all the second tier stuff, and then it's actually fun. I totally almost just put a knife straight through my foot just then. Maybe I shouldn't keep knives precariously balancing on the edge of my desk while also talking with my hands even though I'm not on a webcam. I had a lot of Red Bull today. Then they say Historic Brawl, which, I mean, is actually not that bad of a format. They say, as we promised, we'll be starting off the new year with it. Week-long Historic Brawl event, no entry fee. Nice. January, I can do the reading. 2nd through the 8th, play as much Historic Brawl as you like with no entry fee required. Yeah, you just said that. It's only 2 sentences. How did you manage to repeat yourself? Boy, they don't edit these. Then they say, and more, will be debuting Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Legion's Premier Draft. Who would ever want that? Alongside our normal rotation of quick drafts, F&M at home events will continue into the new year, featuring formats like Artisan, Omniscience, and Historic Pauper. A full list of schedule of events will be available in our patch notes. I want them to bring back Premier Draft for, I think it was Theros Beyond Death. I think that was the one where as long as you drafted white-green, you basically were going to go 7-0. Like, I got, I think, 9,000 gems from running that draft until I was ranked gold. And then they just kept putting me up against people who, let's be honest, just basically drafted a mirror match, and it was whoever had the most mythics won. But yeah, I wouldn't mind, like, what is that, like $60-70 in free currency? Yeah, that I'd say it's one of my favorite sets to draft, but it's just so broken that I can abuse it. I don't know if you'd call that good, but worked out good for my gem balance. Then they say leaving soon, Eurolands. What? Oh, yeah, okay. So one final reminder before we wrap this up. The 3 Euroland bundles will be leaving the store. And by the way, I think that's the one that's marked as free. So, like, they aren't just like, hey, limited time offer. No, go get it. Like, it's just go to the store and click on it. It's free lands. It's a bunch of free basics, but it's like there's so many basics I unlocked. Obviously, I'm going to use the shiniest ones and the unset ones and the BFZ ones I unlocked or whatever. So, I didn't care, but you might. I mean, it's, use it or lose it. Then they finally say the December game update is scheduled for Thursday, December 10th. Okay, so keep an eye out on the status page. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Bug fix, blah, blah, blah. They said they're going to fix something with big, small, and disappearing text and symbols, which, okay, I'm sure I've seen that and I just don't remember. Apparently for people playing best of 3, sometimes the game remaining count was just wrong. Okay, so that's on the change log. And then they show Fruitcake Elemental on a sleeve with no context whatsoever. So we might all get this for Christmas. It might go on sale for Christmas. It might be part of a Christmas event. It might not be for Christmas. It might just be sometime in December. Maybe it's a Hanukkah promo and the Fruitcake Elemental was secretly Jewish this entire time. I don't know. They just threw it in and did not address it at all. It's just at the end of the article. So I don't know. Fruitcake Elemental is the most baller shit ever. That card's like $100. I'll take a sleeve with it. Hopefully it is earnable in game and they didn't just like Photoshop it to kind of troll us all. Although that would be funny too. I could get behind that. So really it's just, here comes some cool events. We're doing a bunch of pro consumer stuff. We're running a free event. We're running events that you guys requested. We're listening to you, listening to the community, and we're going to fix the Scoot Mob crap, although not actually ban the card. So, I mean, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10 as far as like MTG Arena state of the games go. I mean, it's not like they're like, and it's coming to VR next week, They used to have big announcements, but now they've kind of slowed down now that they've added almost everything they can conceivably add to the game pretty much. I mean, they're still doing little stuff, but, whatever. Cool. So a lot to look forward to. I just wish it wasn't around, people's holiday plans, travel, and, potentially, I guess, and other games coming out. That's the only downside, but, whatever. I'll try and split my time. I have no interest in playing Standard, and honestly, Brawl's kind of crap now, too, so they might as well, I might as well jump on and play all these other little side events. So, yeah, that's the big news for today. I'm glad they're at least addressing the ongoing problem with us melting all of their servers. I guess they take action pretty quick when it, affects them instead of just our enjoyability and our stability of the game. But yeah, that's it for today. I got some other spicy videos coming out though, if I can get the research and the notes and stuff together in time today. So watch for that, and I will see you guys next video.